Alright, hopefully this will be shorter than the usual video. Just kind of a quickie update kind of thing. Jay Sounder guy is back. He has a new channel page, My Misery and Me. Didn't really like this video much. I played part of it, but he's just kind of toning down the end game rhetoric, and I don't see any problem going there. It's not relevant to the subject of anti-natalism, and that gets me to this Tranquil guy who made a couple of videos. One of them a walk and talk, yeah, and so I'm not going to post that to the subject either, because it's more crap about what's practical, how to live your life, kind of bullshit. This has nothing to do with what the truth is. And that's what's on my EFL channel, are those 3 videos, and I'll be making some more of those. Is this description of our reality, of the situation we are stuck with, the facts of this circumstance. And these people just, they're playing this game like somehow we shouldn't even talk about it. Well, I think that's just bullshit. What these words are too much for you? You can't even handle the fucking conversation? I mean, that's what you're saying. It's too much, it's just too brutal to even have the conversation? It's fucking ludicrous. No, we can't even talk about the truth because we can't make anything consistent with the truth happen. So we can only do the half measure or the quarter measure, so we shouldn't even talk about the full measure. Well, we can at least talk about it. Alright, you want to say it's fail? We'll go ahead and say it's fail. I'm saying it's at least worth the conversation. We can at least do this much of having the conversation. That's a small tribute to pay to the actual fact. God, pussies. Anyway, just disgusting. So anyway, but the video that I saw this asshole here. This other guy did Night of Living AN. Did 3 videos. I did post part 1. Looks like he did another one to Broken Mech's Lunatic video, so I'll watch that and see if that one's worthy. Yeah, the sound quality isn't great. It's a little quiet and all that kind of stuff, but he'll fix that in the future, no doubt. But again, this conversation really isn't about how do you implement anti-natalism. The point is life purposeful? Is it functioning satisfying a necessary efficiency equation? Is it possible for it to actually produce energy? So it's like if somebody comes up to you and hands you a perpetual motion machine and they're saying, look, it's good. It makes positive, okay? It consumes 1 and it produces 2, alright, for free. Yeah, you've got to take it apart and figure out whether that's what it's really doing. And that's all we got to do with life. And the point is that if you do that, the truth is life is doing exactly the opposite. It's producing a 1 and it's consuming a 2. It's running a deficit, a substantial deficit. And that's all it can do. Because there is no such thing as perpetual motion. Just like there is no such thing as a positive outside of the creation of a negative first. You've got to create twice as much negative, satisfy 1 of it, and think you've accomplished something when the fact is you've left 1 on the table unsatisfied. So anyway, this asshole, this schlock of God guy, who, it can be just so fucking hateable. But he has this ludicrous premise, so I'll play his video just because it's just so ludicrously premised. But it's always like, all these arguments are just shit. They have nothing to do with the truth, nothing to do with the subject, nothing to do with the fact. It's just all this emo crapola that, oh, you mean, if something's wrong, that there's going to be conflict between people over the rightness and wrongness? Oh, what is how can that be? You can't have conflict. Oh, cripes.
How much harm or suffering, how much harm would be justified in achieving the end goals of anti-natalism?
Well, look, it's just such a simple equation. Let's say there's 1 million people that commit suicide on Earth now, a year, right? 1 million. And of course, for everyone who succeeds, there's 100 who fail, or whatever, 50 who fail. So 1 million. Now, if I take 1,000 years off of human history, if I knock it down by 1,000 years, okay, that's a trillion, right? No, it's a billion. 1,000 million. So 1 billion suicides I've just prevented. Now, how much would you pay to prevent 1 billion suicides? How many suicides would you pay now to prevent 1 billion suicides tomorrow? Right? 50, 100, 1 million, 2 million? I mean, the economics is sort of obvious, isn't it? You'd pay anything less than 1 billion. Right? Anything less than 1 billion suicides and you made a profit. Shit. Retard.
Right. We know that I'm sure all of you accept.
I'm going to talk some more because he just talks too damn slow, doesn't say a goddamn fucking thing. I do it with the war analogy, right? So if you could have World War II, and you know, we'd have another World War II. Exactly like it, same thing, 50 million dead, blah, 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 blah. Same horror, same pain, same suffering. But the deal was that if you had the war, you went back in time and undid every other war in human history. All of them are gone. All right? They didn't happen. It all turns out the same somehow. You know, basically, it's just to get rid of the suffering of the war. And, you know, little things change, but the big picture stays exactly the same. We end up right back where we are right now. And so all we had was one war, and it ended all other wars. Abolished them from the record. Time machine kind of thing, whatever. You can't see the logic in that? You can't understand why your question is silly? Okay? I mean, you're talking about perhaps hundreds of thousands of years of suffering that you can prevent by taking a tiny little pill now.
That there would be the disintegration of our society. There might be
the disintegration of society. So the fact that the Japanese population is decreasing, that they're producing, you know, less babies than their sustainable population, you know, negative population growth, that means their civilization is gone. It's evaporated. It's disintegrated. I mean, this is just bullshit. It is just that. It's just fucking bullshit. The fucking world is living on unsustainable growth. So anything compared to that is more logical. You stupid idiot.
Yeah. Depression, suicides, all sorts of things.
Yeah, right. Okay, so now you're going to make the argument to me that people are going to commit suicide because they can't have more than one baby. Right? Now, in theory, that's what it comes down to. So if you put a one-child policy in place and it really stuck, it really meant something, it really was enforced, you know, through a voucher system, and over time decreased it, you're telling me people are going to kill themselves because they can't have babies. I'm going to make the argument to you that all this sympathy for these people, these baby producers, these people who have this need to force something to love them, to basically draw a straw, you know, from a risk equation, and then hand the short stick to the fucking kid and say, there, look what I did for you. Now kiss me. I mean, you know how ludicrous that is? But again, I've made the analogy. What's the difference between the child molester? Okay, he has a passion to love children. All right, but the fact is, by loving them, he will damage them, in all likelihood. In rare cases, they come out just fine, and they're okay, and they love the experience, like The Amazing Atheist or something. But most cases, yeah, they're damaged. They're fucked over by the experience. But they do it because they're takers. They have to take. They think their needs are more important than the risk they're imposing. And it's that simple. And you want me to have all this fucking empathy. Well, where's your empathy for child molesters? How is their desire any less real than the fucking desire of these trivial assholes who can't find anything else to do with their fucking life than play Frankenstein? I mean, do you have an answer to that question? Of course you don't, because you don't answer a single fucking question put to you assholes. You just keep asking silly, inane nonsense questions. Oh, well, how much would you pay to abolish all debt on Earth? Well, I guess I'd pay at least $10.
Perhaps can't even predict. As the end of our world ended, right? So.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry you people are so psychopathic, but that's all I can say. I mean, just like the child molester has a deviance problem, he has a broken brain, and he should find therapy and a way to get past his obsessive need. You should find a way to get over your obsessive need to watch green crap come out of little babies. All right, you should find something else to do with your life. Okay, beyond expecting a thing you had no right to create, loving and admiring you. Find some other job, fucker.
Let's just narrow it down to people becoming depressed and suicidal who can't face the end of the world. Yeah,
again, it's not the end of the world they're facing, is it? Who's who? Where in the anti-natalism equation is there any need or any problem or any new facing of any new end? We're all going to die, asshole. And anti-natalism doesn't change that. It doesn't change when you die. It's about having babies, you dumb shit. You can't figure out anti-natalism is about having fucking babies.
Let's just narrow it down to that harm. We know there would be at least one person as a result of antinatalism.
Alright, so you want to make the silly argument that the last man on earth who has to, when he's 89 years old and has prostate cancer, he has to press the little button to initiate the moon crashing device? Well, the fact is you could have it so the moon crashing device is on a timer and it won't go off until he's long dead. There, now are you satisfied? Now all the humans got to die a naturally long life and die. And the only thing being victimized now, the only thing you can whine about is the fact that animals who are routinely killed in our slaughterhouses by the millions, billions, one generation of them would be knocked out instantaneously in a matter of seconds. So that's your bleeding, that's your the horror you're presenting to us. The horror. Well, what I could do is I could show you an image of a single horror that's given birth to every fucking day on this planet. Some deformed little kid with 8 arms or some other kind of fucking bullshit. Alright? And I could ask you to explain that horror, to justify that horror. You fucking cunts.
This would be what would happen to them. They might kill themselves.
Oh, I can't abuse a child. I can't force it to love me. I can't do Frankenstein experiments for which I have no competence or insurance policy against failure. So I'll have to go kill myself. You know how stupid that sounds?
To escape the nightmare, to escape the problems.
Yeah, the problem. What problem is that again? Oh yeah, the no right to have do a bunch of experiments on conscious life forms. To actually have to make your own way, to have your own life, and not to be feeding off of some other consciousness's welfare. Oh, the horror.
Right, so how many of those justify the end goals?
Well, again, I could justify literally, I mean quite factually. It depends on how long you think the human race could survive. I don't think the human race is going to survive 100 fucking years anyway. But let's say it did. It could go another 10,000 years. Alright, so there's 10 billion suicides I can prevent. So how many suicides can I cause to justify preventing 10 billion? Right? Well, I guess it's 9,999,999.
Antinatalism. I mean, where would your limit be? Would it be like a million? Or 50 million?
Well, what's your limit? Again, how many people are you going to drag onto your rickety roller coaster and kill horribly, painfully, miserably? How many people are you going to force to play your silly fucking goddamn game? Your stupid goddamn tic-tac-toe that includes cancer and all kinds of horror. Fucking real horror. Brain tumors and all kinds of shit. How many of those fucking victims are you allowed to keep creating? You fucker.
Or 50,000 for your perceived goals of ending all childbirth. Right?
Yeah, again, I don't... Exactly. How does childbirth cause you some fucking knife in your head pain, asshole? Oh, that's right, it doesn't.
Is there a limit when you advocate?
Well, how many child molesters are you going to deny their freedom and their right to satisfy their really strong, passionate love for children? How many are you going to abuse by forcing them to live without satisfying that desire and being forced to kill themselves because they can gain no satisfaction? You horrible, horrible person. Fuck you.
For antinatalism, you're advocating harm.
Yeah, wrong-o. So you're going to keep making a silly argument. Right? That's like saying, oh, you're going to take penicillin and kill the microbe that's infecting you. How can you do that? How can you harm the poor little microbe? You know, or you shoot the rabid dog and you're going to sit there and stand in front of the cage and talk about, you're going to do horrible harm to this poor animal. You can't be doing that. That's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Blah, 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 blah. And you're going to ignore the factual argument that's been made. Okay, that there's a truth equation here, simple economics, and you're going to ignore the truth that there would be huge gains of the very commodity you're complaining about me spending. All right, the very same suicides, the very same harm, the very same sufferings. There'll be piles and piles of it in your future if nothing's done.
Right, so what is the limit? I will keep it down to just depression.
Well, again, how many people will you force to go to your fucking carnival even though it will kill them or it will poison them? How many will you force? How many will you chain up and throw in your trunk and drag there and torture and then mock their suffering? How many, fucker?
And suicides. I won't talk with the rest. But, yeah. That's my question.
Yeah, well, it's a stupid and bogus question. It really is. Suicide because you can't keep propagating, because you can't keep having babies. I mean, it's about as trivial as somebody committing suicide because their toenails are crooked. Fuck you. Really. Fucking garbage arguments. Just garbage. 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 Yeah. How many of us imposers are you going to stop, to save trillions from completely pointless and idiotic harm? Yeah, as many as I have to, I guess, is the answer, asshole. And that'll be your asshole choice in the future. Assholes like you will choose to be assholes. No doubt. Because that's what humans do. Human, it's just what's that word they use? Simile? No. Well, whatever. Same thing. Asshole, human, same word. Fuck you.